first thing we're going to do, in my mixer, I already have 2 cups of sugar. And like all pound cakes, you are going to start off with creaming. And I'm going to add 2 sticks of butter, which is equivalent to 1 cup of butter. Now remember, make sure that your butter is room temperature and not fully melted. Room temperature means that it'll still hold its form when you put it in, and it's not like, it's not like that. You don't want your butter to be that way. So you don't want it to be melted. You just simply want it to be where you can put your finger in it and makes an indentation. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we cream this. This cake is super easy, very quick to make, and I can tell y'all it's going to make your house smell so good. It's going to smell like you guys are actually baking Snickerdoodle cookies. Eggs, and you are going to whisk them up there. Beautiful vanilla eggs. Start your mixer, and you're just going to add it a little bit at a time. And I like to get it to where I add at least half. Stop my mixer when it gets to look like scrambled eggs a little bit, sweet scrambled eggs. And scrape down, because it makes it a lot easier to be able to scrape your bowl. And if you could see what I'm talking about, okay. No. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and add the rest. And you want to mix this on low. And just until it's all incorporated, I'm going to rinse out my And again, I am a stickler for scraping. Oh, I see. It is out of focus. I can see it on my hand. See? You want 1 cup of heavy cream. And what we're going to do, you can substitute, this is where the substitutions come in at. You can substitute this heavy cream for sour cream, but you can also make your own sour cream, okay? By adding that 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and this is called clotted cream. We are going to add some lemon juice to that. And I have some, I made a lemon cake yesterday, and I had some lemons that I needed to use. And I just poked a hole in the nipple of the lemons. It keeps the seeds out. And you need for 1 cup of lemon, you need about a good 1.5 tablespoons. And I'm eyeballing this because it's all good. But if you're going to measure it out, you want to measure out at least a 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice to cream. And then you're going to stir this, and you're going to see that that cream thickens up extremely fast. Very, very, very fast, to be honest. And this really avoids you from having to go. If you don't have heavy cream, then that's different. But once it starts to curdle, it really doesn't take any time. Let me get another. I know y'all like, Dorian, can you just cut the lemon? No, I do not want to cut. I don't want to cut the lemon. No, I am not going to cut it. There we go. You just milk that lemon like a udder. I've never milked a cow, just a little FYI. That's beautiful. Stir it up, and you can see already, look how thick. And that is now the longer this sits, the more it will curdle and the thicker it will be. And bam, you're good. You got you a nice clotted cream, sour cream. And you can see already, look at that. Perfect. And it's perfect for pouring, actually. All right. So in our mixer, we have 2 cups of sugar, 2 sticks of perfectly room temp butter, and 4 beaten eggs. About a tablespoon of vanilla is in here. We have 1 cup of heavy cream to about a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice. If you don't want to do this method, you can definitely do 1 cup of sour cream. But the mixing of liquid to flour is going to be exactly the same. You're going to start off with your flour in with your sour cream or clotted cream. Now, I already have my flour that is sifted, and I have a cup and a fourth of cake flour and a cup and a half of self-rising flour. I try to make these recipes very simple, very easy, so that you guys can have success. Now, the next series of cakes that we do, we will be using baking soda, baking powder, those types of things. But all right, so what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and start adding our flour. About a third at a time. We're going to be adding this in 3 parts. Okay, 3 parts, or as close to 3 parts as possible. Okay, it's going to be 3 parts. Trust me. And you just want to mix. You see, my mixer is not going crazy fast. I do not want to activate the gluten in the flour. I just want it to get mixed nice, slowly. Take your time. All right, so you want to go ahead and scrape each time you mix something, whether it be the liquid or whatever. You want to scrape it because this is a very thick batter. Very thick. Very, very thick. It's almost like a soft dough, like a really soft dough. We're going to go ahead and add our cream, and you guys can see how thick that is. Look at that. It's very thick. And just until it's incorporated, we're going to scrape. Y'all don't forget, don't be trying to take no easy way out with the scraping. I know your arms get tired. Trust me, mine do too, especially with a batter like this. It does, it's really thick. The one thing we're going to do next is you don't want to forget to scrape because you don't want residual sugar or anything in your in the bottom of your mixer, okay? Especially if you're using a hand mixer. This process is going to be a little bit longer for you because it takes a little bit longer for you to mix with a hand mixer. Next I have here is some beautiful nutmeg. Beautiful nutmeg. And I like to use whole nutmeg because you get so much out of one nut. You need about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now it's up to you. Some people love nutmeg, some people hate it. For this cookie, that is one of the flavors that I remember. I will tell you that freshly ground nutmeg is a lot more potent than what you're gonna buy that's already ground, okay? So it's totally up to you on how much you use, okay? Mix.
Is there a reason why you pulse before you...
So that I pulse the mixer so that the flour don't shoot out. And again, you're just mixing it until all the flour is incorporated. Don't overmix. This is a thick batter again, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Y'all can see how thick it is. It's not your normal, semi-thick cake batter. This stuff is really thick. And it seems like the more of this cream you add, the thicker it gets. And it's already thick on its own. You can see how thick this is. Okay. Get it all out as much as you can. Okay. We are almost there. It's a process, y'all. But the reward is absolutely amazing. Right, Nicole. The lemon is really good to preserve the lemon. Wow, a bot. All right, our last little bit up, scrape. Let's scrape here. Oh, we're gonna scrape. And then we're gonna add the last of our flour. Y'all, and that is it for this cake, really. Okay. Just until it's all incorporated. Okay. Now we're going to take off our beater, our paddle. Set this mixer aside. Wipe the bench off. And I like to make sure all my batter is off and out. Okay. Then what I do is I go through with my arms and this thick batter. I go through and I begin to just stir and making sure that there is nothing at the very bottom of this. Everything is incorporated. This is a good practice for you to definitely do. Anytime you're making a cake, make sure that you do this. Make sure that everything is mixed from that bottom part. Okay? Everything is good. Now, this goes into a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes or maybe even 40 minutes, depending on your oven. And you can put it in a Bundt pan. You can make this into layers. It's totally up to you. I think if you make it into layers, I would suggest that a nice Swiss meringue go on top of here instead of the glaze that I'm about to make. You can also do a cream cheese or spiced whipped cream to go on top. It's a very good cake by itself, but we're about to see. All right, so this will go into the oven. All right, so cake just came out of the oven, and here she is. She's absolutely gorgeous. The cake. Okay, this is the cake, and it smells just like the cookies. It smells just like the cookies, I promise you. It's nice. It browned beautifully. Now let me tell you guys something that I've been doing in my oven for all of my cakes. I have been putting a hot pot or a skillet of hot water in my oven on the bottom rack, right up underneath the cake. And what this does is it creates a steam for the cake. And all of my cakes come out extremely moist. It's called a steam bake. And you see my cake is still brown. It's still beautiful on the outside. It just looks weird in the beginning, but I still have height. This is a short batter. So, it's not crazy high. It's not a double batter. If you wanted to, you could definitely double this, but it wouldn't all fit into a Bundt pan because this definitely rose my Bundt pans are pretty high. It's not a short cake, but it rose pretty good. So keep that in mind. The next time you make a cake, put a hot pot or a hot skillet of water, enough water that it's going to last the whole bake. And put it in there. The thing is once you close that oven, do not open it. And especially be very careful because when you open that oven, that steam is going to come out and you don't want to get burned. But it's really, 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 really a good way another way to have a very moist and beautiful cake. Now, how do you want this? You want cinnamon and sugar just over it, the traditional Snickerdoodle, or do you want an icing or a
I'm not a
glaze?
fan of Snickerdoodle, so
What? No way. Really?
yeah, you know that.
No, I never made them, so I don't. I never made them for you, so I don't know.
And I never requested.
Really, I love a Snickerdoodle cookie. So let me try it without
So you do it whatever way.
anything. I am now. This cake is all me, I guess. I never knew. He said he don't like Snickerdoodles, and I'm sitting. Let's try cinnamon,
I'll try it without.
just a slice without anything on it. Yeah,
I'm a no sauce like that.
yeah, whatever. Y'all, you learn something new every day. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. This cake is, oh, look, told y'all, look how moist it is. Nice, moist cake. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. The crumb on it is really nice. It's very moist, very soft. This would be perfect for in the morning. Here you go, see. Look, there you go. Look at that. You can